Wait a minute, what do you mean this movie wasn't a big pile of bird crap? Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to an all-new Talkin Movies. As always, I am your host, the real Geno Reynolds, and today we're going to be talking about a kid's movie that after seeing the trailer, I thought it was going to suck. And while it isn't the year's best kids movie, it's one of the better ones. That being said, if you've seen the list of the movies that have come out this year, that's not really saying much. That being said, after seeing the trailer, I thought it was going to be bad, and this one wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Today, we're going to be talking about Spies in Disguise. The main setup for this movie is that you have super spy Will Smith, who has pulled off a mission, but it turns to find out that the bad guys pulled a one-over on him, and then now he's being accused of stealing this item, and he has to go into hiding, so he finds Walter, who is played by Tom Holland, who is a just been fired tech guy who's doing some experiments on his own, and one of those experiments is he wanted to turn agents into pigeons because pigeons are never noticed. So Walter ends up turning Will Smith's character, a spy character, into a pigeon, and hilarity ensues. I'm going to say this about this movie. The stuff you've seen in the trailer still isn't good in the movie. The stuff with the character being a pigeon. That being said, it's not terrible in the context of the whole movie. Now, don't get me wrong. The best parts of this movie are when Will Smith's character is human. And that being said, the stuff when he's a pigeon, just by itself in the trailer doesn't work. But in the movie as a whole, it kind of makes sense, even though it's still not that great. So it's hard. It was hard for me to like this movie because I really wanted to go in hating this one. But it was fun enough. I took my youngest to go see it with me, and it was fun enough. That being said, I would have rather the whole movie been without the pigeon stuff. So yeah, the pigeon stuff still isn't great, but it works fine. And I say it's one of the better kids movies this year because the list of the kids movies this year, there's not a lot of good kids movies this year. So this just by default kind of moves up the list. I did like the voice acting. Tom Holland is Walter. I mean, he's just kind of. I mean, it's kind of like listening to Peter Parker. I mean, he's kind of the geeky tech kid. Will Smith is a secret agent. I really liked. Ben Mendelsohn, I think, was my favorite part of the movie. He plays the villain, and really, he just proves that he would fit right in with, like, say a Bond movie. The way he plays the character. The main kind of plot of the whole movie is kind of we don't have to kill. Will Smith's character, it comes to find out that he kind of helped create the villain of this movie by killing a lot of his group. So yeah, the movie does implicate that there's a lot of murder going on. And Tom Holland's character is trying to build gadgets that they are kind of non-lethal ways of stopping the bad guys. And some of these ways are really silly, but then again, in the context of this movie, they kind of work. There's not really much to say about this movie other than it's a safe way of, even though again the movie implicates murder, it's just a very safe way of showing a kid in a way like a James Bond movie, because Will Smith's character does act very Bondish, just kind of, he's the suave, somewhat wisecracking, super secret agent. Of course they do joke about how, think about the Bond movies. He's supposed to be a spy, and everyone knows his name, right? Well, this one, it's, how you know you're a good spy, everybody knows your name. So yeah, it's just kind of a fun movie. There's not much I can really say about it. The animation I liked. I liked the overall story. Again, the pigeon stuff. I know that's like the whole. It's hard for me to say. Well, I liked it, but I didn't like the pigeon stuff. The pigeon stuff was fine. I was expecting it to be really bad, and some of it still is. You know, like in the trailer where you see the "I can see my butt in your face" and all that stuff is still kind of dumb. But just as a whole, the story just kind of worked. I don't know. Maybe I was just in that kind of right kind of mood. Maybe because my son was enjoying it. Maybe I enjoyed it a little more because I talked to other people and they were saying that their kids wanted to walk. So I don't know. I kind of enjoyed it. I find it hard to recommend it. Anything other than a rental. You don't need to go to the theater to see this. That being said, I thought it was entertaining. That's all I can really say about it. It was a fairly entertaining kids movie, and maybe because a lot of the kids movies this year have just not been really good. You know, the offerings have been pretty slim. Maybe because I just sat through Playmobil. Any kids movie is going to be better. I don't know. It's not one I would rush to see again. That being said, if they come out with a sequel, I would be okay with it. Maybe it's just because I like spy stuff. I don't know. Again, there's many factors that could play into why I enjoyed myself in this movie. It could just be a fun movie. And that's just it. When it comes to a movie like this, where I see a trailer and it's awful, and I'm not looking forward to the movie, I love being wrong. I love walking into a movie expecting it to be the worst thing ever, and then I enjoy it. Again, it's not a great movie, but it's not as terrible as I thought it was going to be, and I had some fun watching it. Is it going to be for everybody? Probably not, but I had a good time watching it, and if you see it, I hope you have a good time too. That's going to be all for this edition of Talkin Movies. If you like what you've heard here, please subscribe to the Real Geno YouTube channel, like this video, and if you have anything to say about Spies in Disguise, please feel free to leave a comment in the section below. Till next time, I'm your host, the Real Geno, Geno Reynolds. See you later.